Hello, Zode Night. So sorry this video is coming late. So apparently I'm in Nigeria and I'm having so much fun and I'm enjoying myself. So much I even forgot I had the phone. But nonetheless, I'm here with a brand new video. Alright. So before we proceed, please subscribe to this channel if you've not done so, and please turn on your notifications so you'll be notified whenever I make a video. Alright, thank you very much. God bless. Now, by my right is a woman of valor, a disciplined woman, a courageous woman, a beautiful woman, my mentor, and my very own mother. Mommy,
Yes.
welcome to Zode Talks.
Thank you, son. Hi, Zodenites.
Yeah, so Zode Nice, this is my mom, all right? This is the woman that gave birth to me. Now, this video is going to be called The Joy of Motherhood, and who better to feature than my mom, like the person that gave birth to me. So, once again, Ma, you're really welcome. Yeah, so Zode Nights, anytime I talk about, now, if you watch this channel, if you watch some of my videos, I actually reference my mom in a way. So, yeah, this is my mom, all right? So, she's going to be featured there. So, welcome, mommy, once again.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, yeah, let's proceed. Now, mommy, motherhood is something that's not an easy thing to do, or it's not an easy journey to embark on. But you've done that so far, so good. I'm hoping, because I'm a result of that. So, you see, we have some things that we need to talk about, motherhood as a whole.
Mhm.
And to facilitate that or to aid that, we are going to be, I'm going to be asking some questions. And please just try your best to answer them in the most honest way possible. All right.
That's okay.
All right. So please just be yourself, just be free,
Okay.
and yeah, and you're gonna be just fine. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So can we
If you
proceed?
say so. We can.
All right.
We
Perfect.
can.
Now, this is the first question. Now, growing up, which family member had the biggest impact on you?
Hmm.
Your microphone, please.
How do you mean growing up? As a mother or as a
No, 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 no.
child?
As a child, growing up.
Okay. Growing up, my mom, in fact, both of my parents had impact on me in different ways. My dad took care of our education. He made sure we all went to school, you know. He never joked with our education. My dad really never joked with it. Then my mom, almost all of us went to boarding schools, and my mom took care of our welfare, our provisions and health. My mom never joked with our health. Never. If we had even a headache, she was always there to, take us to the hospital. She never practiced self medication, So they had really great impact on us. In terms of discipline, my dad, he never gave us a second chance. That first instance, he will beat you and he feels that's the way of correcting you.
And so it's safe to say that it was like a disciplinarian. Yeah.
No, he was. He really
Perfect.
was. He was.
But
He
your mom or
was.
your dad, who do you take after?
Hmm, both of them. Both of them.
Like
Just like I told you about their different you know areas in terms of discipline. Yes, I did that to you, but in terms of health wise, I never joked with your health and your education too. So I took both of them.
all right,
Mm.
perfect. So second question. In terms of profession, jobs, career path. Now, growing up, what did you want to be? Your microphone, please.
This will really surprise you anyway, because I must be honest,
Yeah, yeah, please.
I, because really, in terms of studies, I was really lazy, so to say, when growing up.
I think I
Really,
actually got that from you.
reading, reading was really a problem, and my dad made sure we, got that done. But just to make things easy for me, I felt if I just said I was going to study food technology without even knowing what that course
What
was
was,
really
yeah.
was, you know, food tech. To me, it was like food and nutrition,
Yeah.
that easy aspect of, just cooking and, catering services and the rest. So that was what I thought food tech was all about. Only for me to go, deeper, and I realized that it was even a pure science course. It had nothing to do with what I thought.
Yeah.
So well and good. I did a course that I enjoyed, you know, and to God be the glory. I'm where I am today.
So speaking of you wanting to study food tech, like how did you come out of that phase to, venture into what you did finally? Like, is it a thing whereby you saw this particular course that you studied and fell in love with it and really appreciated it, or you just, tried it and it just worked out for you?
Okay. My mom was the secretary in her place of work, and she just encouraged me to go into um secretarial studies because to her somebody was offering a job at NNPC. I actually, paved my way into that course and got through it. But you know how humans are. Unfortunately, when I graduated, the person wasn't forthcoming, and so that was how I later switched into public administration. I did my PGD, then I did my master's in that too. So that was how I switched course because I couldn't get myself being, labeled as that anymore.
Yeah.
You understand? There are different things that go with being a secretary. So I didn't want that to continue. That was why I went further.
Well, fair enough. And
Mm.
God having it, you ended up so well.
Yes, yes. By the
So
grace
no
of God.
regrets.
Yes. No, 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 no regret at all.
Now, speaking of having no regrets in terms of what you studied and what you ended up having as a profession, now let's talk about life basically. Do you have any regrets?
Hmm. Regrets in life. No, I don't have regrets in life. When something happens initially and I don't feel too good about it, I may feel bad at that instance. But to have regrets in life, like maybe I would have wished it never happened, I'm not sure. I don't have any regrets in life because I believe that everything happens for a
For a
purpose.
reason.
You understand? And I also believe this saying that in everything, give thanks to God. God may have averted something or seen what would have occurred and try to,
You move it
pave
along, yeah.
way for you. But to you, it's a disappointment. But I feel that when it happens and I just have that regret and, oh Lord, this wouldn't have happened. Why did I allow it to happen? Over time, it just clears off. And that's why I can't really say I have a regret in life.
In other words, no regrets
No
because
regrets.
every disappointment is a blessing.
Yeah,
Every disappointment turned out to be a blessing in
exactly.
disguise.
Exactly.
You've made it crystal clear that you don't have any regrets. Okay, but still, there are some things that you wish you could have done differently. So tell me, if you could turn back the hands of time, if you could do some things, let's say slightly different, what would you do? If you're comfortable sharing that.
You're trying to push me. I'm not sure I have any regrets really. Like
Okay.
I told you, every every phase has its own experiences. You understand? So I really think as you grow, you come across different situations and God helping you, He has a way of settling you. He has a way of making things all right. So Basically, I don't have any regrets, my son. I don't.
All right. All right, all right, all right. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take the answer from
Just
you.
take that from me. That's the truth.
Yeah, yeah, my mom, in my 20s, so definitely you are not a small person. You are quite old. Now tell me, what's the best and worst parts of getting older?
Hmm.
Oh, Mike?
Okay, the best and the worst parts of growing up,
Of getting older?
of getting older.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say the best parts of it is I'm stressless now. Like in terms of school runs, taking you to school. Oh God, I remember those days,
I remember too.
honestly.
I remember too.
In fact, you just got your wisdom from above because I can hardly count how many times you joined the assembly in your in your primary school days.
Oh God.
Because as a single mother, I will do everything, do the cooking, the chores, then I'm driving you to school very late. So many times they've given me warnings, about your lateness, but I couldn't really help it. At times I would just want to pick you up to school and my tire is down. Before I get the vulcanizer to do fix it, the time is already would really have gone
Yeah.
far. So, but now um the stress is less, really, really less. Then another aspect, I'm watching you people grow. That's the joy of motherhood. You're successful, so that's the joy indeed. Then what's the other one you said?
The worst part.
The worst part.
Wait. Is it something like high blood pressure? Something.
No,
Okay.
we don't want to go there.
Okay.
No, 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 it's not our portion.
No, amen.
Okay.
She does not have high blood pressure.
I don't
Okay.
have high blood pressure. Aging,
Oh, yeah.
what you would normally could do before, you see yourself not really, you're not able to do it anymore. Like I remember just some years ago, like 3, 4 years, my elder sister came visiting. So we just decided, I used to run in school those days, and high, do high jump. But we're just strolling, and I told her before we got to the gates of our house that we should just take, run. It was less than 100 meters, but she gave me a pull. I was like, when I was running, I was so heavy. I saw myself, and I said to myself, yes, I'm not the young lady I used to be anymore. So
Wow.
that's one of the worst parts of getting older.
Getting
Yeah.
older, yeah. All right, that's fair. And now speaking of aging, getting older, you know, having some parts of, or rather fulfilling some parts in your life. Example being a mother, a very, very good mother at that. Now tell me, okay, being a mom, did it change your view on how you saw your parents when they were alive? Like in the sense,
Yes.
okay, you understand the question?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay.
yes, 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 yes. I understand it. Yes, it actually did. Because growing up, at times I'll look at my parents and I'm like, are you sure these truly are my parents? My dad was a disciplinarian. He was really, really strict. We could not sit and discuss with our parents. That's the
Are you
truth.
serious?
Yes. Twice when I got married,
Okay.
just shortly before I got married, that I started communicating with my mom, you
Wait,
know.
even mom was like that?
Yes, yes, she was. She was. They were that strict. That when my dad was traveling, everybody would be so happy. And the day we hear he will be coming back, oh God, that day everybody will be so sad. That was how bad it was. And he took our studies so seriously that we were not allowed to freely play about, when he was around. You saw us, our heads dug into our books, even though we were not reading sometimes. But he made sure everywhere was quiet. So we did not really have that relationship, growing up with our parents, and I really didn't like it. I didn't really like it, but and I felt then that they were
That they didn't like you
they
all?
didn't like us, or like me rather, because I saw them too strict. But growing up, or as a mother now, I really know that they did a good job, a really really good job. Because if they had not handled us the way they did, we're 6 girls, so
Siblings.
they had to give us that um
Strong hand.
discipline, yeah, strong hand. So all well and good. I appreciate them for the way they did bringing us up.
All right. So I have this question, okay? It just came to my head now. Now, what exactly do you have to say about children that think their parents have a favorite child? Because honestly speaking, growing up, I thought you had a favorite child on, and unfortunately, I don't think I was the one. So no, no, no. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I feel I've talked to some of my peers about it, and they are
Mm,
so convinced that their parents have a favorite child. Some even name names. You understand? Yeah. And the thing most parents don't understand is that we children are actually cool about this thing. Like we really don't mind because we know that okay, children will have their favorite sibling,
mhm,
people will have their favorite cousin,
mhm,
favorite friends, and it's only fair or normal to expect parents to have a favorite child, or at least a child that they favor far, above the rest. So, what do you think about children that think parents have a favorite child? Because strongly, honestly speaking, growing up, I strongly believe
you
you
were
had a
not.
favorite child. Yeah, and I wasn't the
And
one.
you
Your
were
microphone, please.
okay.
Yeah.
But you were wrong there. Very, very wrong.
Okay, your opinion, and this is my opinion, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. You have your opinion
Yeah.
to to make. Anyway, I would say that it's wrong for any parent to show their love for a particular child over the others. It's very wrong. If you have a favorite, keep it to yourself.
But it's possible.
Yes, it's
Oh,
very, very possible.
so it's a thing, really. Like, so,
No, but
like,
that wasn't our case. That
okay,
wasn't my
okay,
case
okay,
at
okay. All
all.
right, but it's very possible for parents to have a favorite child.
Yes, very
Far,
possible.
like, it happens far more than they would like to admit it.
Okay, if you say so.
Okay.
Yes, it's very, very possible. Very possible. But in my case, I never had a favorite child. I'm telling you this for real. I don't have a favorite child. I
Okay.
loved you all equally. Honestly, when they say, um, you could think that it's impossible, but it's very possible to have children you really don't have favorites over. A favorite. You understand? I don't have a favorite child. I love my children equally. You could mistake emotions for favorism. Is it
Okay.
favor
Favoritism, yeah.
for favoritism? You understand? You may mistake that for it. You may have emotion over a particular child because maybe that child is fragile, that child is has a challenge in his
Mm-hmm.
health, or that child is intimidated. Yes, you could say that the parent loves the child over the other, but that may not be true. It could be because of those challenges the child has. That's why the parent tend to protect that child over the other, and you will mistake it for being that child's the favorite of the parents.
Okay.
So I'm not saying it's not possible for a parent to have um, a favored child. Yes, it is. Growing up, we concluded. I concluded on my mom's favorites. I concluded on my mom's favorites. So I don't blame you for saying that. I
Uh,
don't blame you.
right.
Mm.
So even if you don't agree with me,
I
at
don't.
least,
I'm
at
speaking
least,
the truth here, Zode. I am not. I'm not. I'm not. If you're not my favorite, I will tell you. You understand? I know you are grown and mature enough to take
Mhm.
things. So I will just. I'm speaking the truth here.
Okay, now speaking of having a favorite child and raising kids, I know that you've handled divorce and you've been through some things that that a normal person won't be able to survive, from family to work to trying to put food on the table for us and all. Now, how do you do it basically, like raising two kids on your own? Because honestly speaking, when I look back, I know we were a handful. So truly, like, how did
So
you do
there
it?
it was God. How I did it, I don't know. But God is faithful. I will not say was, He's still faithful. You understand? If you ask me how it's happened, I can't even explain. But when people say, you really tried raising up this, you are so well behaved, so really, really well behaved, God fearing, the saints. I really get happy inside of me. But don't ask me how I did it because it was really, really tough. Growing up, you were temperamental, and oh God, I remember sometimes when you have some arguments with your brother, and I know that the next thing I'm hearing screams, and I want to intervene to separate before something goes wrong. So many times, how many times you pushed me to the bed, both of you, in an attempt to wanting to separate you. But God is faithful. Really, I don't really know. It was just like I said earlier, it was not easy. School runs, the feeding, accommodation sometimes, and I try to make all ends meet. I don't know. But to God be the glory. I give the credit to God, and He used my mom to support me. You not understand? For a period when the challenge came about your father and I being separated, that initial time he was not supportive. I handled it all alone. Even when he got to support us, we all know that I still took the larger responsibility. And I thank God for you. You were really understanding. You were really, really understanding. When you went to the higher institution, I remember how you never wanted me to, you know, partake financially, even when I tried to. You tried stopping me, but with a little I could, I tried supporting. And you were really, really hardworking. You know how you sold clothes, shirts to take care of yourself in school. You were, in fact, you're a son to be proud of. You really are a son to be proud of. I really appreciate you. I'll use this medium to appreciate you, to thank you again for the love you showed me, because I know some children will not even mind. They will still burden their mother. But you saw what I was going through. Even when you tried to complain, you're like, I shouldn't have complained. But I will always send you something and you'll call me. Why did you have to? Is it because I told you? You say, so that please manage that. You just did everything possible to take off some responsibilities off me. Feeding, clothing, some things outside school fees. It's more than paying school fees. So it was really tough for me, but God did see me through, and I really appreciate God for that.
All right. Well, that was quite a lot,
Um,
and thank you for that, and
okay.
thank you for appreciating me. Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir.
Divorce apart, you also had miscarriages. I know this is a touchy subject. I know, it wasn't easy. I know you had loads of them. And so eventually God blessed you with your children. So tell us, when you finally, had kids, what was the first year of motherhood like for you? Seeing the fact that you had so many miscarriages.
Actually, the miscarriages came after I had you.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, I thought it was
After,
before.
no, no, no.
Oh, okay, okay.
I had a baby girl before you
Aha.
that I lost.
Oh,
Then after you, I had, if I'm not mistaken, up to 7 miscarriages.
what?
Yes, up to 7 miscarriages. I don't know, one story, these doctors and their
Yeah.
stories. And it wasn't easy at all. I had to be placed on medication, and at the time I asked your dad, all these drugs, don't they have their side effects? And he was like, they all do, you know. And I said I wasn't taking anymore. I told him I wasn't taking anymore. If God who blessed me with you will not give me another, so be it, you know. And to God be the glory. That month I said it. I will become pregnant, but I will have miscarriages. But that month I said it. That was how it stayed till 10. I had your brother. It wasn't easy. Oh. It wasn't easy at all. Miscarriages. It's normally after the first trimester, the first 3 months. That's when you know it goes off, and that's I would have passed through that morning sickness. You know, that nausea, morning sickness, and only for me to be faced with that, and then the evacuation process too. It wasn't easy. I know how many times. Ah, I don't want to talk about it, but
But
to God be the glory. Um, After you came your brother, and motherhood. Motherhood was fun, especially when I had you. I remember when I had you, your grandfather, paternal grandfather, came to do omugo for me. He did. He did. Was so joyed that he came to visit us where we were in the village, so to say, where your daddy was working. And he came, he stayed some days with us, and because he was working too, he had to go back to work. So it was fun seeing people around you. My mom too was there. They all treated me well. And at times I see you and I'm like, so I have this handsome boy, everybody. And to God be the glory. Motherhood was fun, at least for those initial years until it happened, the divorce.
all right. So
uh,
speaking on that divorce now,
mm,
let's say what advice, okay, would you, because here's the thing, there are so many women that, like, there are loads of women going through things that you went through
yeah,
that don't have anyone to lean on. There are so
okay.
many women that are just in marriages now because of what people will say if they should get divorced, or because of, how they think the society will perceive them. And
Okay.
also, tell me, what advice, okay, would you have for
Mm,
any woman that went through, something similar to what you went
okay.
through?
Zoda is really
Am
not,
I coming?
it was really not easy. Really, really not easy. For women going through divorce, I know it's not an easy thing, you know. There are so many stigmas attached to it. um, they term you as irresponsible. They term you as a woman not trying to build her home, a woman that is promiscuous. Different names are, apportioned to such women, forgetting the fact that it may not be the woman's fault
Fault.
after all. But I would say to them, it's not by force to be in a home that you're not wanted. Like my case, the man left. You understand? So you won't continue to pursue the man, and we know of all this violence in homes. So any woman that is going through the divorce process, my encouragement is for you, if you have children, to take good care of your children till when they are grown enough. So take care of your children. Forget about what the world or what people will say. Focus on your children. Give your children good education as best as you can. Take care of their health. Take care of their social lives. Don't neglect them. Try as much as possible to be responsible. I see so many single parents bringing up their children even better than when the both parents are available. Yeah, yeah. So God being on your side, you you'll triumph.
I know that you are married now.
Yeah.
I know that you're married now. And if I could share this, I know that it wasn't easy get convincing you to get. I know it wasn't easy, telling you to get married again. Like you being married. So guys, basically we forced this woman to get married again. Like we pressured this woman for years. Do you know it got so bad? I think I was young. I was still young. Your mother, that's my
Grandma.
paternal grandma, may she rest in peace. She
Amen.
was talking about it and she was just angry. She was like, I don't know what your mom is doing. She doesn't want to get married again, blah blah blah. She said something shocking and she was like, she should just find a man, even if it's a man that will get her pregnant. I'm like, Grandma, I'm still a child. What do you mean? Why say something like that? So and then I remember asking you about it, and you said something that shocked me. You said, and that's when I knew that I just had to leave you alone to do your thing. You said you don't want to get married to a man that was once married. And then I looked at it, I was like, but you're a divorcee. You've gotten married before, so like what kind of like I don't know if I should call it hypocrisy or something, but I was just okay, that's just when I knew, I just had to, let you do your thing because I didn't even know if it was gonna be possible. But God having it, you found your university sweetheart and you guys got married now. But tell me though, like would you have eventually um giving up on that criteria of not wanting a man that was once married? Or because I know that you were so comfortable being on your own. So tell me, like, what made you stand firm on that belief? Like, what made you really stand on that and say, yo, this is what I want and this no? And do you know a funny thing? You ended up getting what you wanted because,
Exactly. Exactly.
sorry, you ended up getting what you wanted. So, what exactly made you stand firm on that?
You know, mm, back in the days, I used to have this friend that, you know, wanted me, as a girlfriend then. But to me, I was too naive and too young to date anybody. I told you my parents were strict. So somehow we were friends for a while, and we just got separated. Platonic friends. But I saw that he really cared for me, he really loved me. So when the pressure was becoming too much, you people are grown now, I'm alone, you know. And you said to I know you were always disturbing my sisters, reporting me to different persons to because they told me, you know.
And they were also reporting you to me too.
Are
So
you
as a
serious?
matter of fact, there's time I was about to text one of your sisters about it, and then coincidentally she texted me first. I'm like, this is just what I wanted to tell you about. So exactly.
Oh my god. So I remember my younger sister telling me, look at what your son said. Oh," and I told him that I'm in front, behind, and by his side in support of whatever decision he wants to take. Well, if you would ask me, not because of what people said, that's made me remarry. I'm grown enough and I just looked at the whole thing. I'm getting older. My children are grown. They are no longer with me, you know. I'll be alone. I don't need that lonely life anymore. And I said to myself, yes, all those criteria you said, they were really stupid. Somebody told me one day that, Agnes, I don't think what you're saying is making sense to me because the criteria I gave him said the person would not have gotten married before, the person would not have had a child before, the person would um not be a widower. Um there were like five like that I gave. And the person was like, you do you know in fact so well, thank God that at least out of the five criteria, it was only one that was missing out of it. So the person has, anyway, let's not go there. Then so I just looked at it. If you had even asked me sometime, maybe 2 years back, if I would have been married by now, I would tell you no. But it just came. That's I see it as God's own way of making things happen. You understand? Not because of what people said. After all, you have been telling me in the past, my mother, my brothers, everybody, friends, what are you doing? You're too young to live this life. Get married, get married, get married. That was all I was hearing all around me. But I never took that as any of my prayer points until I just told God one day, you know, the the category of person I want. If you actually want me to, then this is who I want. And God did it. So that's why I'm married today.
So you actually spoke what you wanted into existence.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, that's so
Exactly.
guys, that's a message for you. Never ever give up on what you want.
No.
Never ever settle for less. Trust me, that person is out there. You just
Yeah.
have to look harder. Or better still, don't do anything and let the person find you.
With prayer.
Yeah, you have to pray. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to pray. Go to church. Yeah, you have to pray. So I just have one more question.
Okay.
You're in your you're in your 50s.
Mhm.
Why are you so beautiful?
Oh my God. ah,
Mm. And that's all she wrote,
I'm
guys.
flattered.
And that's all she wrote. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe. If you didn't like the video, like, share, subscribe. All right. I'm Zode. This is my mom,
And we are out.
and we are out.